A very good morning, students. Welcome back to 10th standard science video class. Let us start with the new lesson, thermal physics. In this chapter you shall learn about thermal energy and temperature in a scientific manner. Let us start with the introduction. From where we get thermal energy? And what is the source of thermal or heat energy? Yes, sun is the primary source of thermal energy for all living organisms. And next one is temperature. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body is known as temperature, and it is used to determine the direction of flow of heat. And temperature is a scalar quantity, and the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, which is represented as K. And next one is Kelvin scale or absolute scale of temperature. The temperature measured in relation to absolute zero using Kelvin scale is known as absolute scale temperature or thermodynamic temperature. And a temperature difference of 1 degree Celsius, which is equal to 1 Kelvin. And 0 Kelvin is the absolute scale temperature of body. And the 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius. And this is the Kelvin scale. Here they have to represent the 0, absolute 0 is equal to minus 273 degrees Celsius, which is known as Kelvin scale term of temperature. Our next topic is thermal equilibrium. Two or more physical system or bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium if there is no net flow of thermal energy between the system. So this is the definition of thermal equilibrium, that is two or more bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium. There is no net flow of thermal energy between the system. Let us explain the definition with an example. If two bodies are different temperature, like 0 degree Celsius and another one is 100 degree Celsius, are brought in contact with one another, what will happen? The heat energy transfer from hot body to cold body. That is, the heat transfer from 100 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. As a result, there is some rise in temperature of cold body, that is 0 degrees Celsius, and decrease the temperature in hot body, that is 100 degrees Celsius. And this process will continue until the two bodies attain equilibrium state, that is 50 degrees Celsius. The increases in temperature from 0 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius and decrease the temperature from 100 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Now the both bodies attain the equilibrium temperature 50 degrees Celsius. That is, during the heat energy, the rise in temperature of cold body and decrease the temperature in hot body. And next one is thermal energy. It is a form of energy which is transferred between any two bodies due to the difference in the temperature, and it is also known as heat energy. That is, the hot object contact with another cold object, the form of energy flows from hot to cold object. This is known as thermal energy. And next we will learn about characteristic features of heat energy transfer. The heat always flows from a system or body of higher temperature to lower temperature. And second one, during heated or cooled, the mass of the system is not be altered. And third one, the heat gained by the cold system which is equal to heat lost by the hot system. That is, the gain of heat is equal to loss of heat. Heat gained is equal to heat lost. And units of heat energy. SI unit of heat energy is joule and other units of heat energies are calories and kilocalories. Calories and kilocalories. And effects of heat energy. If we apply the heat energy to a substance, they undergo the following changes such as the temperature of the substance will get increases. And second one, to change in the physical state of a substance, whether it is from solid to liquid state or liquid to gaseous state. And the substance will expand when heated. If we heat a substance, it will get expanded. Let us detailedly learn about the expansion of substance. If we supply the heat energy to a body, there will be increase in dimension of the object, and this change in dimension due to the rise in temperature is known as thermal expansion of object. So simply, if you apply the heat energy, the dimension of the object will get increases. This change is known as thermal expansion of an object. Expansion in solid. Next we will learn about expansion in solid. When solid substances is heated, the atoms gain and the heat energy vibrate more vigorously due to the expansion of solid. That is, if you heat the solid substances, the atoms of the solid substances can be gain the heat energy and vibrate more vigorously. And the expansion of solid substances is smaller than liquid and gases due to the rigidity of solid. And there are different types of expansion of solids is that first one linear expansion, and second one superficial expansion, and third one cubical expansion. First we will discuss about linear expansion. When a solid body is heated or cooled, the length of the body changes due to change in temperature. This type of expansion is known as linear expansion, and it is otherwise called as longitudinal expansion. Simply, the linear expansion means there is a change in length of the body. And coefficient of linear expansion is defined as the ratio of increase in length of the body per degree rise in temperature to its unit length is known as coefficient of linear expansion, and it is denoted in the symbol alpha L. And the SI unit of coefficient of linear expansion is K power minus 1, Kelvin power minus 1. This is the calculation for the coefficient of linear expansion. Delta L by L naught is equal to alpha L into delta T. Here the delta L represents change in length, which is calculated by final length minus original length. That is initial length, and L or L naught is represent original or initial length, and delta T is change in temperature, which is calculated by final temperature minus initial temperature, and alpha L is the linear coefficient of thermal expansion. So this is the calculation for finding the linear coefficient of thermal expansion. And next one is superficial expansion. If there is an increases in area of solid object due to heating, the expansion is known as superficial expansion. It is otherwise called as areal expansion. Simply, during this process, the area of an object can be increased. And the coefficient of superficial expansion is defined as the ratio of increase in area of a body per degree rise in temperature to its unit area is known as coefficient of superficial expansion. And the SI unit of coefficient of superficial expansion is Kelvin power minus 1. And it is calculated by delta A by A naught is equal to alpha A by alpha A into delta T. Here delta A is change in area which is calculated by final area minus initial area, and A naught is the original or initial area, and delta T is the change in temperature which is calculated by final minus initial temperature, and alpha A is the coefficient of superficial expansion. And third one is cubical expansion. If there is an increase in volume of a solid object due to heating, then the expansion is known as cubical expansion, and it is otherwise called as volumetric expansion. Simply, cubical expansion means there is a change in volume of the solid body. And the definition of coefficient of cubical expansion is the ratio of increase in volume of the body per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume is known as coefficient of cubical expansion, and its SI unit is Kelvin power minus 1, and it is calculated by delta V by V naught is equal to alpha V into delta T. Delta V is change in volume and V naught is the original or initial volume, and delta T is the change in temperature, and alpha V is the coefficient of cubical expansion. Using this value we find the coefficient of cubical expansion. And next we will learn about expansion in liquid and gases. When heated the atoms in liquid or gas, it gain the energy and get expanded, and the expansion in liquid is more than solid, and the expansion in gaseous states is highest than solid and liquid. So finally the expansion is more in gas than solid to and liquid. If we apply the thermal energy to a liquid substance, it partially used the thermal energy in expanding the container and partially used the thermal energy in expanding the liquid. Let us detailedly explain this concept by real expansion and apparent expansion of the liquid and gaseous substances. The real expansion, that is, if a liquid is heated directly without using any container, then the expansion of the liquid is known as real expansion. And the coefficient of real expansion is the ratio of true rise in volume of a liquid per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume, and its SI unit is Kelvin power minus 1. And second one is apparent expansion. If a liquid is heated with container, a part of thermal energy is used in expansion of the container and the part of the energy is used in the expansion of liquid. So the expansion of liquid is observed without considering the expansion of the container is known as apparent expansion. And the coefficient of apparent expansion, the SI unit is Kelvin power minus 1. Let us explain about the real and apparent expansion with an experiment, that is experiment to measure the real and apparent expansion of liquid. To take a liquid whose real and apparent expansion is to be determined is poured in a container and mark the initial level as L1. So the initial level of the container is that the volume is L1, and heat the container. Initially the container receive the heat energy and it get expand. Now the volume of the liquid will get reduced due to the expansion of the container. Then mark the reduced level L2. On further continuously heating, the heat energy is supplied to the liquid. Then the result expansion of liquid takes place. Hence the level rises and mark it as L3. Simply to take the liquid in a container and mark the initial level as L1. If we heat the container means first initially the container will get the heat energy and it get expanded. Due to the expansion of the container, the level of the liquid will get decreases. So mark the decreased level of the liquid is L2. And continuously if you heating, the liquid will get expanded, will get the heat energy and it will get expanded. Then the level of the liquid can be increases and mark the level as L3. Using these values, we find out the real and apparent expansion. The real expansion is calculated by L3 minus L2. That is, the level of expansion of liquid is subtracted by the level of expansion of container. Then we get the real expansion. And second one is apparent expansion is calculated by L3 minus L1. That is the level of expansion of liquid minus initial level of liquid. Then we get the apparent expansion. Students, I hope you understood about today's topic, thermal equilibrium, thermal energy and the expansion of solid, liquid and gaseous substances. In next class, we will learn about fundamental laws of gases. Thank you, students.